It was going down. I'm Donald Nelson with Supreme Confidence. You're listening to today's episode of the In the Klutch podcast, focused on city girls basketball in Milwaukee. Whether it's the game of basketball or the game of life, you got to have confidence in the clutch. Practice makes confidence. Pressure makes diamonds. Stay sucker free. Keep it a buck. Stay woke or get out. Gold ball or bust. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, and at confidenceintheclutch.podbean.com. Subscribe, rate, and review. Hit that bell button to get notifications of new episodes and whenever we go live. It's important. Visit us on Facebook /Confidence in the Klutch. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at KITK. Coming up for today's episode, we're going to talk about this week in the city, past week, notable games, other week, conference stat leaders, sources saying more. I got my preseason awards for y'all. So we got to see what I say, who I'm giving some of these awards to. At Confidence in the Klutch, we are feared more than love, but never hated. Like always, we're bringing you quality content with strong opinions and facts. Confidence starts now. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3, in the Klutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence.
4, 5, 6.
In the Klutch.
Confidence in the Klutch.
Yeah. Hope y'all got y'all shovels out and y'all snow blowers, and ain't too many people had to shovel all this joint. All this madness out here. All right, what is this? Episode 4? I think so. I think episode 4, y'all. I didn't get out into any games this week. Boy, been busy. So, but I know how to scout. I can scout from stats. You know what I'm saying? And I can figure out the rest on the fly at the game. So, let's get into this quality content and strong opinion and facts, y'all. Last week in the city, not this week that just passed, but last week, we had the Marshall and the Golden Meyer game. We had Washington MSL game. Washington beat MSL 89-60. We had Marshall beating Golden Meyer. The score wasn't in the paper when I put this in originally. So they are tied for first in the blue division. We had number 3 in the point in time, King. That is not right, whatever that is. But I'm a chill. I'm looking at something, y'all. So King was winning the Germantown, beat him 68-67. I saw what Mark Stewart. Shout out to Mark Stewart at the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. He was there and put up the camera for the last play when K scored, and the young lady from Germantown. Put up, look good too. Put up, just hit the rim. It came out. So King had a squeaker. Then we had Thursday. Last Thursday we had Hamilton beating Reagan 71-55. We had Vincent E beating MSL 79-78 by 1 point. So it was some pretty good games in the city last week. Right. The last week Friday we had King beating Riverside at Riverside 59-57 King. So, you know, it's finna get tight in the city. I mean, I'm watching and I'm seeing, but we got some things coming up. But yeah, that was last week in the city. So this week in the city, we got King came in with sports rankings. They dropped down to number 3 at 11-3 at the time of the rankings. Journal Sentinel All Area, King stayed number 1. Washington was number 17 in the area at 11-2. And the first AP Associated Press results were in Wood, King being number 1. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. As far as what's going on now, the games that happened this week, notable games of the week. It started off this past Tuesday, the In the Klutch game of the week. It was King at 11-3, 5-0 at conference versus Washington 11-2, 5-1 at conference. Washington averaged 72.5 points per game. King averaged 68.8 points per game. King won 49-44. Lejanique Perry Ellis led all scorers with 14. King was 15-31 to Washington 7-15 from the free throw line. My free throw rule, the Confidence in the Klutch free throw rule, Coach Nelson's free throw rule. The team that makes more free throws than the other team attempts is going to win a game. So once again, King 15-31 from the line, Washington 7-15. Those extra free throws is what get it in. And those extra free throws means extra foul, which means people are in foul trouble, and it goes on and on. All right. So a game that happened the same night was Riverside 5-6, 2-1 in the city. Went to Hamilton 3-3, 1-3. I thought it should have been a contentious game given the history of the programs. There's some bad blood based upon AAU things. And it was a near brawl during the end of a summer league game that caused Riverside to pull out this summer at South Division. You know what I mean? Riverside won the game 66-48. Leah Jones led all scorers with 21. You know what I mean? She does her thing. So shout out to Leah. She was on the second episode, I think. So it is what it is. Wednesday, there was no games. On Thursday, Hamilton traveled to Vincent. Vincent won 64-22. Ariel Kirkwood led all scorers with 22 points. Nelly had 21 right behind her. And then Friday, we had King versus MSL. It was the first time King won by 12 points. Shockingly, 64-52. Sydney Roby led all scorers with 22 that game. This time around, King won by 31. Riverside versus Washington. There's no stats up there, so I don't even know who scored yet. Coach's got to put your stats in. So Riverside and Washington played, and the game went into overtime. And Washington ended up pulling it out. But the first time they played, Riverside won 58-64. Leah Jones led all scorers with 25. This time, Washington won 79-76. Lejanique Perry Ellis led all scorers with 33. She's making her case for Player of the Year in the City Conference. She's dropping 30s on people consistently. Second leading scorer. I know her and Ariel going to come down to it when they come down to leading scorer in the conference. So it's going to be very interesting, like I said. But we'll get into my awards, what I think. Okay. Washington won with my free throw rule again. All right. Washington was 14-25 from the free throw line. Riverside was 9-13. Period, point blank. There was no games today, so it is what it is. Now, I didn't update these from Tuesday, I don't believe, but we had. I can just go in the stats and tell y'all. Excuse me. Let me go. I got to put up right here on my computer. So let's look at these stats, y'all, for these player stats. Number one in points, and remember we're only going through the top three. So I have Ariel Kirkwood. Let me get it up because I had it in my notes. Ariel Kirkwood is leading everybody with 29.5 a game. Leja is right behind her at 22.9. Nelly jumped in the top three at 20.8. And then Leah Jones right there, 19.9. So it is what it is. For rebounds, everybody don't put them in. So I'm only grabbing the ones that you have the conference game. So Victoria Mitchell from Hamilton, 12 rebounds a game. Then the next one with the right amount of games is Soleil at 9.1 a game. And then we have Marshall Bolden from Hamilton with 9. And right after that, Sydney with King with 7.8. So, and that's it. Let's see about these assists. Let's see these assists. Assists is one of the things too. Like you got to have a game. So I got Lejanique, 6.4 assists a game. Annalie Garcia from King, 5.2 a game. Jessia Cunningham, nope, can't use that one. They got 5. K Clark, 3.8 a game. So that's where we're going. That's what we're rocking with. Now, I'm just gonna jump into it real quick. My sources say, yo, shout out to all the girls in the city, man. Shout out to all the girls in the city. Everybody that play ball. Now, sources say, oh, I got to get into my seeding projections. Okay. You know, Conference in the Klutch seeding possession. I had my homie, my homie, Coach Doc, called me like, Nelson, where we seated at? Rachel was right there because Rachel wanted to know where I got her. I said, she said, I told you, Rachel, he already been doing the seeding stuff. So let me go through these city teams right now, man. I got for the Division I Sectional 4, I still got King at the 1. I have Pulaski at the 14. I got Riverside at the 9. I got Reagan at 13. I got South Division at 18 for that sectional 4. Division II Sectional 4. I have Marshall with the 6 seed, North with the 8 seed, Washington with the 2. And we go into Division II Sectional 2. I got Vincent with that 3-4. I think I'm safe to say that. For Division III Sectional 4, where MSL is, I have MSL out as a 4 seed. So Those are our teams. I might be missing somebody. I'm missing Hamilton. I think, yeah, Tech in the Division 1 Sectional 4, I got them at 11. Hamilton is 11, Tech is 16. So there we go. That should be everybody. Yeah, that's everybody. Yeah, that's everybody, y'all. So, yeah. So, that's what the sources say. All right? No doubt. Where I'm at, y'all. I can't find it. All right, now, where is the shit at? Okay. This is what I don't want to talk about. But 2 weeks ago, there was a brawl in the JV game at Reagan between Riverside and Reagan. Got real ugly, got real nasty. You know what I'm saying? Sources say parents are fighting and all that stuff too. You know what I'm saying? It should never come down to that. But sometimes, and I'm not going to blame the referees, because sometimes referees, that stuff get out of control. But I'm not going to blame them, because coaches got to have control of their players too. And it's kind of hard, and you got to pull her out and get her to calm down. But we can't have that. You know what I mean? You know, people from the crowd going on the floor, you know, that means there wasn't enough safety there to hold people back. And then you got the varsity teams coming from the locker room. That could have just been a very ugly situation, yo. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if people deserve tickets, got tickets, or whatever. I just know it was a fight. That's all I know. It was a brawl. They said it was like Malice in the Palace. People were very ashamed to see that happen like that. But of course, it was on the low because it's Ronald Reagan, and they don't want no news to come out negative about anything that King or Reagan is involved in. Moving on, the classlessness of fans. I got a report. Sources told me that last week at the King Riverside game that when Sidney Roby got fouled, people were cheering in the stands. I don't like that. I don't like parents that come to the game and, you know, a player is Sidney, who's a strong player, bigger than everybody on the court, and it's physical, and challenging her physicality instead of, you know, trying to get your team that you're cheering for to match her physicality. I don't like that. It's never cool to root for a player to get hurt. Remember, these are kids. You know what I'm saying? You may feel, ooh, without her in the game, now we can do something, but you don't cheer. You clap when she gets up and walk. That was very, there's no classlessness that fans are starting to do that. So just remember, if that was your daughter, would you want people doing it to you or to your friend or family member, right? WIAA tells parents to cool it. Basically, they're detailing the state is lacking referees. Parents are too critical of referees at events. There's a story on the WIAA website, and I'll take this from JS Online. The WIAA Director of Communications, Todd Clark, said, quote, "We have a shortage of licensed high school officials in Wisconsin. Not only are experienced officials retiring, but younger officials are quitting. Why? Because of parental abuse," end quote. "I saw this coming through the pipeline. Parents treat this like it's AAU basketball, and it's not. This is, you want coaches that treat this as a profession, not a hustle. And the parents need to come and just understand that everybody made a mistake. I'm sure you made a mistake at your job or at home, getting the kids out of the school, out the door this morning, or in any inter or intra-personal relationship. So these referees are going to make a mistake. The thing is, when you think refs are making a mistake, they're probably calling it by the book. And yes, they do make mistakes sometimes, but it's not about that. It's not about yelling at some of these kids that's referees. We're in a shortage. There's older referees that want to retire, but they can't because these people are begging them to stay officiating. I was thinking about being an official, but I don't have time for it. Cause see, I'm a different cat. I don't have time for that. So unless they say whoever you want kicked out the game, no question, they get kicked out. I ain't having that. You know what I mean? Like, cause they abuse the referees. I never abused a referee. I got one technical in my 17 years of coaching, my first year at Riverside, just to see what I have to do to get a technical. And I actually had to cuss loud in the gym over a call to get a technical. So I said, I'll never do it again. But I just had to see. I wanted to see what it took to get a technical. I'm always respectful of the referees. I ask them something. I don't show them up. I always used to talk to them, and then they tell me. I say, okay, then I understand. And then whatever. And then in turn, they would tell so-and-so to do this or tell this and that. It was never the whatever. Of course, sometimes it gets in the heat of the moment and you want to call and all right, coach, you know what I'm saying? But I never took it as far as I see the whining and the disrespect of coaches, let alone the people in the crowd. Bad call, I let my crowd do it. But you know what I'm saying? They know they can't get disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna make us look bad as the team, right? So your fans are gonna make the referee. They got feelings and emotions, and they're trying to call it fair or equal, and then you're gonna do that. So just everybody needs to stop, right? Moving on, the level-headedness of players, y'all. We gotta get it together. I'm once again, they got another source, another report. You know what I'm saying? Punches getting thrown at games at the King and Washington game, right? Can't be throwing punches at games, y'all. Not in the game, okay? It will have a trickle-down effect for the city. Suburban teams ain't gonna want to come in. They already don't want to come in. There go the ring. They already don't want to come in, right? So we don't need. Okay. We don't need that, y'all. It will have a trickle effect down in the city. Just keep it cool, y'all. It ain't that serious as basketball. If you feel something happen, that's why we got captains. Have the captains address the officials and see what's going on. All right, y'all. Please. Please. We gotta get it together. And sources say, unfortunately, Olivia down in Riverside hurt herself last night in the game at Washington. And then she might have some bone fragments in her ankle. So we got to see how long she's going to go out. So prayers go out to Liv. She's a great kid. And, you know, she should have been clear about the WIAA, but she wasn't. And that's all I'm going to say on that piece, because we know other people get cleared. You know what I mean? And it's not fair how they pick and choose who gets cleared. But that's what a coaching association would take to the WIAA. You take your advisory committee up to the WIAA or your leadership board and say, hey, man, this is what we're asking for. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're asking for. We just need an independent thing. You know what I'm saying? We're in your association, but, man, we need some coaches on the review board. Just you know what I'm saying, to understand and see what it is. You know what I'm saying? At least have some coaches input, because my solution to Confidence in the Klutch is that the kid just misses 5 conference games. You know what I'm saying? 3 conference games, whatever, half the conference season, whatever it's going to be. That way the coach has to think about that, because you're taking this kid off a conference. Everybody don't make it to regionals. Everybody don't make it to sectionals. Everybody don't qualify for state, and everybody don't win state. So therefore, conference championships are very important. So now the coach that's out here recruiting and getting kids got to think about that. Moving on. Mid-season awards. So let's look at it. I have 4 Player of the Year: Ariel Kirkwood from Vincent. Leading scorer in conference. Most free throws made and most 3-point field goals made in the conference. Second in conference, standing for her team. Lejanique Perry Ellis. It's a double. Ariel and Leja. She's second in scoring and first in assists. I know. We're supposed to reward King for winning. They had the toughest schedule, probably. These numbers got to add up, too. But Sydney's coming. I know she's coming. Right? I know she's coming. So this honestly could be a 3-way tie. Right? I honestly have to do it. You know what I mean? But right now, mid-season, I'm going with Ariel and Leja. You know what I mean? And I might even lean more towards Ariel because of the numbers she's doing with her team she has. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, they got like 8-7 players out there, and she making it happen, you know? Coach of the Year, I'm going with Maku. He's like the Golden State Warriors. King gets everyone's best game, right? They get everybody's best game. For my surprise team of the year, I'm going with the V House, the V. Vincent. They got new coaches, you know what I'm saying? Struggling a little bit with how everything is going, but you know, they're fine as far as what's going on to a certain degree, but I'm saying, like I said, they're just struggling a little bit with as far as getting players out there, but I'm sure that's going to turn around. But new coach, 8 players of the team, you know what I'm saying? Ashley and Shalon and them, and Ashley, Shalon, and Jazz, they doing their thing. So I'm proud of them. Team of the year, I'm going with King. It's now or never for King, right? They had a pressure on them. It's gold ball or bust for King. But right now, they're the team of the year because they handling it. You know what I'm saying? As far as we talking about the conference. We ain't talking about the non-conference. Conference, they handle it. They undefeated. You know what I mean? Can't nobody say nothing to them. You can have a close game all you want to. There's no moral victories. So King is the team of the year. And I'm taking Coach of the Year. I got Maku. I'm going with Rachel Story for the Blue Division. You know what I mean? A team that was habitually in the lower standards of the Blue Division. They're in first place. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rach. You know what I'm saying? She coming on the MKE Chosen Few Studios. I don't know whenever she come. I told her you will come when you want to come. So we're going to hear all about Rach and all the great things they're doing over at Marshall, man. So if your kid, your girl looking for a school to go to, because all these girls I'm talking about, they graduating from Vincent. They're graduating from King. They're graduating from Washington. MSL is young. Riverside is young. Marshall is young. So y'all need to get it together and figure out where y'all gonna go. Yo, so that's it for today. Remember, check me out every week. I'll get back to work. Y'all get on my grind, get out to these games and see what's going on, man. Just remember, whether it's the game of basketball or the game of life, you gotta have confidence in the clutch. Practice makes confidence, pressure makes diamonds. Stay sucker free. Keep it a buck. Stay woke or get out. Gold ball or bust. Listen on Apple Podcasts and Google Play Music and at confidenceintheclutch.podbean.com. Subscribe, rate, and review. Hit that bell button to get notifications of new episodes. When we go live, it's important. Visit us on Facebook at Confidence in the Clutch. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram and at KITK. Oh, hold on. I thought I was done, right? I got too much going on. Too many buttons, man. Okay, there we go. Oh, man. I ain't gonna play that though. I gotta say that for the the next pod I'm doing. All right, y'all. I'm out though. Straight up, I'm out this time now. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3, in the clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence.
4, 5, 6.
In the clutch.
Confidence in the clutch.